Today's video, we're going to go ahead and go over some concepts of muscular fitness. When we go ahead and think about muscular fitness, three components that are very important to remember or keep in mind of muscular fitness is going to be the strength, endurance, and power. And what these three categories do create our category. One assessment for muscular fitness that we're going to go ahead and talk about today is the 1RM or 1 repetition max. The 1 repetition max is the greatest, is a perfect assessment we are testing for muscular fitness. What it means is when the 1 repetition max is going to be the 1 repetition or rep of a specific weight of an exercise or leg press or bench press that we can perform with the highest amount of weight. So the 1RM would be the 1 rep that we could perform at our highest weight in pounds. Today's 1RM assessment, we are going to be utilizing the leg press machine. So for our legs, make sure we want to get a good proper stretch in before we go ahead and start. And as well as getting a good proper 5-minute dynamic warm-up going. So a couple jogs around the gym, or you could possibly even use the treadmill, bicycle machine. It's preferable up to the client or individual, but just as long as you get that 5-minute dynamic warm. So now that we're warmed up and ready for the 1RM, the first step we're going to go ahead and take is select an initial weight. When we do select the initial weight, keep in mind that it has to be in the ability range of our client or individual. 4 sets will be completed, and between each of the 4 sets, we're going to go ahead and do a resting period of 3 to 5 minutes. By increasing the weight within the 4 sets, we can go ahead and increase the weight within the range of 2.5 kilograms to 20 kilograms. So after we set our initial weight and reps and sets and everything, how our 1RM is determined is by the 1 rep that was performed with good technique and posture, but with the highest amount of weight. And that's how we determine our 1RM. So once we find the 1RM, we can go ahead and plug all that information into our strength to weight ratio. The strength to weight ratio is the strength or the highest amount of weight you did divided by the individual or client's weight. So for example, my 1RM was 650 pounds on the leg press, divided by 245 pounds, and that's how would you perform a strength to weight ratio. So submaximal versus maximal testing, in this case, submaximal testing would be the reps to fatigue, or the client would perform as many reps as possible until they fatigue or cannot perform any more reps, rather than maximal testing, which is going to be how we obtain our 1RM by performing the 1 rep but at maximal strength. One of the reasons we would choose submaximal over maximal testing is it is a little safer to perform the submaximal testing since we're not performing or exerting as much power as we can with a lot of weight. So with the submaximal, it can be a comfortable weight for the client to perform many reps until fatigue. So now for our push-up assessment, I'm going to go ahead and describe what a proper push-up would be for these assessments. For the men, we're going to go ahead and do the starting down position where the chest not touching the mat, but our chin will be touching the mat. Our hands will be shoulder width apart, or right under our shoulders. So the starting position consists of our elbows being flexed and our body near to the floor, which is the down position. So as for the assessment, our arms will be fully extended, pushing up our body all the way up. So throughout this motion, our back must be straight, head looking up, and our toes will be acting as a pivot point for the assessment. So starting from the down, returning up and back to the down position would be 1. For the women modified push-up, it'll be identical form, except instead of our toes being the pivot point, the legs will be together and the knees will act as the pivot point for the assessment.